Okay, hello everyone. Sorry, give me a moment. I'm having some technical issues. Okay, I think it's resolved. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the HEDGE-IoT Open Call to informational webinar. Hopefully, more people will join as we speak. But as a brief introduction, my name is Christina Sianidou. I am the Open Call administrator on behalf of my company and HEDGE-IoT project partner, Inclusin. And I will be moderating today's session. Thank you all very much for taking the time to join today. We know that during the summer, the days are practically hard, but we're really grateful that you're here to listen what we have to say about this open call. Before we begin with the presentations, I would like to share a few practical points. As you might have seen, today's webinar is being recorded. So the plan is that this recording will subsequently be uploaded to the Open Call 2 section of the HEDGE-IoT website so that all applicants, even the ones that could not join this call, can have access and watch it. All the participants' microphones, except for the speakers, of course, will remain muted during the presentations to ensure, let's say, a smooth operation of this call. But please submit your questions using the Q&A panel on the top of your window, of the Teams window, at any point during this webinar, and we will address as many questions as possible during the dedicated Q&A session at the end. Okay, so let's go a bit through the agenda of what we're going to talk about today and the speakers that we have with us today. Before we move to the actual presentations, let's start with Nikos Bilidis from European Dynamics, who is the coordinator of the HEDGE-IoT project, and will give us a brief introduction, then the brief overview of the project in general and its tools and its technologies. I will then take over and present Open Call 2, including the scope of the Open Call, the challenges that have to be addressed by all applicants, the eligibility requirements, the submission rules, and some important dates that you have to keep in mind. And then after that, we have Nikos Dimitropoulos from the ICCS team, another project partner that is in charge of the project's pilots, and will give us information about the 14 topics of Open Call with the help of Nikos Bilidis. And lastly, we have Vuk Orsic and Daniel Pavlica, who are both part of the F6S team, who is the dissemination partner of our project, and the administrators for the applications platform for this open call, the F6S platform that we're using for all the application submissions. And they will they will showcase in real time how the platform works and how you can prepare and submit your applications. And then, of course, we will finish, as I mentioned, with the live Q&A session to address as many questions as possible. So I think that's all from my side for now, for the, let's say, the more introductory part. Without further ado, let's hop into the first presentation for today regarding the project's overview by Nikos Bilidis. Let me share my screen, and Nikos, the floor is yours. Okay, give me a moment.
Thank you, Christina. Good morning to everyone from my side as well. As Christina mentioned, I'm Nikos Bilidis. I work for European Dynamics, who is the coordinator of the HEDGE-IoT project, and me personally, I'm coordinating the activities of HEDGE-IoT. So very quickly, just a brief presentation of the project. With some general details about the different activities. HEDGE-IoT answered to the call that deals with supporting the green and digital transformation of the energy ecosystem and enhancing its resilience through the development and piloting of AI IoT edge cloud platform solutions. So the project started in January of 2024, and it is going to run until June of 2027. The total funding, the total budget of the project is in the order of 22 million euros, while the funding that we received from the European Commission is in the order of 18 million euros. Christina, if we can go to the next slide. Thank you. HEDGE-IoT features a very extended consortium that comprises 41 partners that cover the whole energy and ICT value chains. The interdisciplinarity of this consortium is vital in order to address the diverse and challenging goals. The consortium includes many European TSOs and DSOs, utilities, market operators, aggregators, energy asset manufacturers, IoT providers, a wide portfolio of end users, IT companies, AI experts, and research and academia partners, experts on standardization and regulation, among others. Next slide, please. So let's see quickly the main objectives of the project. One of the core goals of HEDGE-IoT is to introduce distributed intelligence across the entire cloud edge continuum, leveraging IoT technologies together with advanced computational orchestration mechanisms that span the edge, fog, and cloud environments. Another important objective is to build upon and extend existing open standards related to IoT, interoperability, and energy-related data exchange, contributing towards a more commonly accepted and interoperable digital energy ecosystem. The project also develops advanced AI and machine learning services that can operate across the edge, the fog, and cloud layers in order to improve grid flexibility, resilience, and system observability. A major focus of HEDGE-IoT is interoperability. The project enables service level and semantic interoperability among distributed platforms, systems, and edge devices through a decentralized IDS-compliant interoperability framework. These technologies and frameworks are being validated through 6 large-scale demonstrators that are deployed in 6 different European countries that cover diverse climatic, regulatory, and societal conditions and enable significant cross-pilot learning and knowledge exchange. Finally, HEDGE-IoT places strong emphasis on market uptake and long-term impact. Through its Open Call program, what we are dealing with right now, the project aims to enrich its framework with additional data-driven services from third parties and SMEs, while also contributing to broader European initiatives such as the digitalization of Energy Action Plan. Next slide, please. Thank you. So HEDGE-IoT, this is the framework of the main framework of the project. The project proposes a novel digital framework which aims to deploy IoT assets at different levels of the energy system, starting from behind the meter and reaching up to the TSO level to add intelligence to the edge and cloud layers through advanced artificial intelligence and machine learning tools, and to bridge the cloud edge continuum, introducing federated applications that are governed by advanced computational orchestration solutions, and aiming to upgrade the rest hosting capacity of the energy systems to unleash a previously untapped flexibility potential and to increase the resilience of the grid towards the digitalization of the energy sector and the advancements in IoT standardization. The technology facilitator pillar will exploit the computational sharing by offloading applications on the grid edge towards providing a set of artificial intelligence and machine learning, federated learning, and swarm computing applications, adopting containerization, microservices, and serverless computing approaches. The interconnectivity of the different IoT, edge, fog, and cloud layers will implement the computational, the data information sharing, assuring privacy preservation. The proposed distributed tools will be developed to induce edge intelligence to both consumers and system operators, facilitating decision-making based on dedicated tools. Then we have the interoperability pillar that leverages on, adapts, evolves, and validates cutting-edge interoperable architectures in order to design and develop the HEDGE-IoT energy data space, scalable middleware, which is proposed for the seamless integration of IoT infrastructure for federated edge and cloud distributed platforms in a trustworthy manner, employing trust and sovereignty trains, applying semantic interoperability methodologies, and integrating different energy vectors such as electricity, mobility, and heating. The standardization pillar will enable all involved platform systems, tools, and actors to seamlessly communicate and exchange data in a standardized format, using well-known and widely used standards such as RF, different standards of the IEC family, the Common Information Model, and others. Interaction with relevant standardization bodies and EU initiatives will also be established. Finally, the digital energy ecosystem enabling pillar will ensure that HEDGE-IoT will facilitate the increased integration of renewables towards increased resilience. We are also targeting liaisons with EU initiatives for IoT and digitalization, such as with IoT, AIoTi, and the engagement of stakeholders will be ensured by addressing IoT ethics and cultivating trust among end users, promoting inclusivity. Scalability and replicability studies will be performed, assessing the impact of HEDGE-IoT solutions. Connections with innovators and SMEs through the open calls will strengthen the existing value chains. And the proposed concepts will be sustainable by implementing the EU taxonomies for sustainable activities along the open call and by introducing the smart readiness indicator. We also have two accompanying work streams, the stakeholders consultation group and an open call for additional services. Next slide, please. Finally, the HEDGE-IoT framework will be implemented, showcased, and validated in a set of 6 diverse large-scale field demonstrators. As you can see here, we have 6 pilots in Finland, in the Netherlands, in Slovenia, in Italy, in Portugal, and in Greece. The results will be evaluated and solutions will be replicated across sectors and geographies, proving the interoperability, the scalability, and the effectiveness of the distributed IoT-enabled digital solutions in different environments. For the open calls, we have pilot-specific topics that the applicants need to address. This will be presented in the following presentations, but also we have topics that cover horizontal activities of the project in terms of the data spaces, the App Store, the semantic interoperability framework, and others. So that's all from my side. This was a very brief presentation of the project, and I give the floor back to Christina. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nikos. Okay, then I will take over and present the administrative part of the open call. Give me a moment. Okay. Okay. Hopefully you can see my screen. Okay, good. All right, so a few words about about the open call administrative parts and any important dates that you need to know, and the key challenges that you need to address. So starting with the key challenges. Applicants should develop data-driven services running at the edge and/or cloud, exploiting the computational orchestration tools of the project that Nikos presented, and leveraging all IoT assets. All proposals should address one or more of the 3 key challenges, which are optimizing energy demand and response, enhancing grid flexibility and real-time predictive management, and securing IoT-driven energy data and transactions. Moving on to the funding part, which is quite important. In this second open call, up to 18 projects, up to 18 projects will be funded. Selected applicants can receive up to 60,000 euros, covering their eligible costs, and the applicable funding rate for all for-profit entities, which are actually the only eligible entities that are allowed in this open call, will be 70% of the total budget, so the total eligible costs. For reference, eligible costs include personnel costs, travel and subsistence, equipment, and the subcontracting, which should be up to 20%, but should be fully justified for the action in your proposal. And of course, the justification should be there for all the rest of of your costs and the rest of the cost categories. In the guide for applicants, you can find all the detailed instructions on how the budget should be calculated based on the Horizon EU rules, along with also a calculation example to help you understand better how the calculation is performed and which categories are included in which broader categories. Okay, let's move on to the eligibility criteria and who can actually apply. The call invites SMEs and startups to develop innovative IoT-based services and applications that will enhance HEDGE-IoT's technologies and that will enable smarter energy management and more resilient grid solutions. You can scan this QR code in order to go directly to the F6S platform and the page where you can apply to. Okay, then the submissions part, applications again only via the F6S platform. Multiple submissions are not allowed in this Open Call 2 if more than one applications are submitted by the same entity. All submissions will be declared ineligible automatically in the first eligibility check, and none of these multiple submissions will proceed to the evaluation stage. If you're one of the let's say the entities that were funded in the previous Open Call, in Open Call 1, the same entity cannot resubmit any applications in Open Call 2. And of course, each proposal must target only one unique topic out of the 14 topics that Nikos will present after this presentation. Proposals and all supporting documents, of course, must be in English and only English and follow the provided proposal template. Documents will not be taken into consideration if they are submitted in any other languages other than English. And of course, if any part of the proposal is written in any other language other than English, the entire proposal will be declared ineligible and will be automatically rejected. The proposal files should not exceed the maximum of 10 pages. So all let's say the PDF file that you have to submit as a proposal should be a maximum 10 pages, including the abstract, the cover pages, the administrative information that are needed in the beginning, and of course the 5 sections of the technical proposal that are very detailed, let's say, described in the guide for applicants. So keep in mind that 10 pages maximum. The proposal and all supporting attachments can only be in PDF format. If any of the, let's say, the document submitted is submitted in any other form than PDF, they will be rejected. Only single entities allowed, so no consortia are allowed in this round, in this Open Call round. Unfortunately, there will not be a possibility to reopen or edit or resubmit your application if you've already finalized it and submitted it on the F6S platform. So what you have to be very, let's say, careful of what you submit, since this is your final files, and no editing you will not be able to do any editing. The guide for applicants and the technical proposals were updated on July 9th. This is a very important information since we launched this Open Call a bit before that, so on June 25th. And from then on, there was an update on the files of the guide for applicants and on the technical proposal template. Not fundamental eligibility criteria or anything to the topics was changed, but there have been we added some more, let's say, additional important information that you will have to take into consideration. So if you have already been drafting your proposals based on the first version of these 2 files, please go ahead and on the website and see and check the updated files. And of course, you should consult all three of the guide for applicants, the proposal template for instructions, and the frequently asked questions. Since for more detailed instructions and clarifications, is all of these three files form an integral part of the open calls conditions, and each one complements the others. Okay, important dates. Let's go quickly through the timeline of this open call. The open call closes at the 25th of August. Then comes the evaluation and selection stage. The evaluation and selection will start right after the closure of the submissions period. So it will begin in late August, and it will finish in mid-October. And then the contracting part is the next stage after the evaluation, where all the final successful participants will be notified and the contracting process will begin. This will happen between mid-October and the end of November. And then for the implementation of the successful projects will come, which will be actually the final stage. That will happen in like 6 months from December 2026 until May of 2027. And of course, another important date is that questions can be posted on the F6S Discuss platform that Vuk and Daniel will show you in a bit in their real life demo. So there is let's say a specific section in the F6S platform that you can post any questions, and this is the only place where you can make any questions regarding your applications or your, let's say, your proposals and how you write them. Questions via email will not be, let's say, accepted for clarity and for everyone's accessibility reasons. And these questions can be publicly posted on the Discuss section of the F6S platform only until August 7th. This is the link where you can discuss, but again, Vuk and Daniel will show you that in a bit. This is a QR code that leads you to the HEDGE-IoT project's website and the section for the open call, where you can find all the application documents, such as the guide for applicants, the proposal templates, the declaration of honor, and the SME declaration, which are all four things that you have to consult and submit to your applications. And of course, there you can also find the frequently asked questions that I mentioned earlier. Okay, and I think that concludes with all the administrative parts. Of course, we have the Q&A session later on in these webinars where you can ask whatever you want. But I think that this was a brief introduction of what you need to know. And I think now we can go to the topics introductions. Nikos Dimitropoulos, I think it's your turn. The floor is yours. Great.
Yes, hello, good morning. Just a sec. Okay. Should be working. Yes, correct. All right, thank you, Christina, Nico, and all the participants. I am Nikos Dimitropoulos of ICCS. We work with the pilot, with the demos. We are the demo leaders in this project. And today, as Christina and Nikos told you, we'll showcase a bit the topics, which are 14 in total for this open call tool. 10 of them supporting directly the HEDGE-IoT demos activities, and 4 of them are general interest. We call them horizontal topics. Now, a bit of introduction of the 6 demos that we're having. The demo 1 is in Finland, and its scope is for next generation grid automation with IoT and edge cloud data to improve distribution grid resiliency. The second one is in Greece, where we leverage IoT and edge computing to foster local flexibility markets. The third one is in Italy, where we digitalize energy communities and EV stations to enhance grid resilience, renewable energy sources hosting, and socialize local productions. Demo 4 is in Netherlands, where we enhance local grid flexibility, diverse end users with digitizing energy assets and using interoperability, grid monitoring and control. Demo 5 is in Portugal, will serve as a living lab for interoperable AI-based energy services. And Demo 6 in Slovenia, it's about enhancing local flexibility services for improved lifetime asset lifetime extension planning. More info you may find on the documents, applicant guides. There are links in there that can guide you through the official website for more information and context about each demo. Now, okay. Now I'll go through a bit topic per topic in order to give some more context. But again, all of this info is on the guide for applicants uploaded on the website. About the first demo, have two topics supporting this demo. It's about next generation grid automation with IoT and edge cloud data to improve distribution grid resiliency. The scope of the demo, the Finnish one. So we have two topics. The one is regarding enhancing primary transformers 110-20 kilovolts rating based on thermal conditions, and the second one is enhancing grid resiliency with combined autonomous and unmanned autonomous system and fault sensors. We have the tools, the infrastructure, the data available to support these two topics and the possible solutions, the primary transformer loading measurements, the ambient temperature, this for the first topic, and the grid topology and fault analysis data for the second finished topic. Potential application is we're looking for tools to enable dynamic primary transformer ratings, combining also possibly with mechanical cooling or cable thermal rating. And the second topic, the potential application is for autonomous drone-based inspection workflows, local sensor data analytics, more or less in harsh environments in the Arctic. Now, demo 2, it's the Greek demo where we leverage IoT and edge computing to foster local flexibility markets. Its scope, we have three topics. This energy resource forecasting models, more or less solutions to the edge level to enable distributed optimization of this DERs. The second one is energy disaggregation, non-intrusive load monitoring for device level visibility. And the third one, it's about flexibility pricing models. We would like to create dynamic pricing algorithms that optimize flexibility bids on flexibility markets based on congestion and market conditions. The tools, infrastructure, and/or data that we can provide for possible solution are submitting data from residential assets, grid local measurements, weather data, edge level devices data, consumer behavior simulation data, and of course, energy market data and reference AI models for validation in all of these topics. Potential application we will be looking for is edge level forecasting, demand production models on device, identification of active devices within households for the non-intrusive load monitoring, and dynamic pricing and optimal bidding algorithms for day-ahead markets and or intraday markets. The next topic is for the Italian demo. It's regarding about energy communities and socializing local production more or less. What we were looking for, this topic is called DSO perimeters for flexibility resources pre-qualification. The tools, infrastructure, and data can be available with SCADA data of the DSO distribution system, GIS data, grid asset geospatial representation, grid and customer level load and production measurements, and open data to support any of these activities, weather condition, event-based inputs. Potential application that we are looking for this topic is algorithms defining DSO perimeters to form virtual power plants, electrical high resource pooling identification of electrical cells, and possible DSO level grid configuration of future conditions. The next two topics is for the DATS demo, where we're more or less doing interoperability services in local distribution networks and to enhance the local grid flexibility. Also two topics on this: standardized IoT and data sharing protocols. We're looking for development of open APIs and middleware that enable seamless integration of smart grid assets for secure data exchange. And the second one, to standardize distributed energy resources integration solution for smart grids, smart control and monitoring of heat pumps, PVs, batteries, V2 grid, vehicle to grid chargers, and building equipment, more or less flexibility asset. What we can offer for tools, infrastructure, and data is telemetry data, historical and real time, day-ahead forecast of the local buildings, campus, electrical assets and flexibility assets, semantic models and device metadata and interoperability middleware for the certified components, open source contextual data feeds, weather forecasts, dynamic grid tariffs and signals, and security test environment to test the solutions. Potential application we're looking for is semantically adapted AI-driven anomaly detection on energy nodes, event-based real-time monitoring dashboards, digital twin of buildings energy systems. This for the first one, and for the second, knowledge engine-based day-ahead market and intraday forecasting and distributed energy resource scheduling, standardization of flexibility offer, and/or human-in-the-loop interfaces. The fifth topic is about the Portuguese demo. The Portuguese demo is a living lab for interoperable AI-based energy services. The one topic under this demo, supporting this demo, is cross-border flexibility value chain and market integration. What is available for the applicants is IoT edge devices and their high-resolution data covering residential and industrial assets, forecast of these assets and historical logs, and categorization by flexible assets. And market data is also available, flexibility needs, metering and baselines, bidding and market results, activation set points. And also SARF-aligned semantic datasets and models, as we're discussing about interoperability. Potential application for this topic could include flexibility services, aggregation, bidding, activation, settlement for ancillary services and day-ahead markets, connection of flexibility providers to transmission and distribution system operators, and federated level energy services, for example, short-term loads and renewable energy sources forecast. And the final demo-related supporting topic, it's about the Slovenian HEDGE-IoT demo. Its scope is enhanced local flexibility service for improved asset lifetime extension planning. We're looking at the DSO levels. So what we're doing is load disaggregation. What we're looking for is load disaggregation at the substation level. What could be available for the applicants is active and reactive power measurements at the substation level, weather data, publicly available datasets of electricity consumption or generation by the type of the distributed energy resource. The application we're looking at here are two. The first one is the identification of these distributed energy resources from aggregate demand measurements with no additional hardware, and definition of minimum data required for the solution to be functional under the DSO level. So these were the 10 topics supporting the HEDGE-IoT demos. And then we have 4 more ones that we can call them horizontal, are relevant to the full solution, more or less, of HEDGE-IoT. Sorry. The first one is integration of data space connectors compliant with the new data space protocol, showcasing scalability and technology agnostic connectivity. So what we're looking for here is integration of data space connector implementations into our HEDGE-IoT framework that have been shown before by Nikos, the middleware. Successful data sharing and exchange through the new connector among HEDGE-IoT users. It could be a validation method here. The second, horizontal open call. topic is AI-enhanced data app discovery and recommendation engine. And what we're looking for is an AI-based chat box for apps discovery in the HEDGE-IoT App Store. Metadata parsing and utility inference integration with HEDGE-IoT App Store interface is what we also use for validation. And the third one is semantic mapper as a service, a cloud native or edge deployable to map proprietary or heterogeneous data schemas to the HEDGE-IoT ontologies. And what we're looking for is mapping JSON, XML, CSV to target ontologies that we are utilizing in HEDGE-IoT tool. Integration with ETSRF, SRF for NR, compliant with ETSI, this protocol more or less. For the fourth one, I think it's a collaboration with sister project Odeon. I think Nikos will say a few words for this.
Yes, thank you, Nico. So basically, this is a special topic. This requires collaboration with our sister project Odeon, the one except for the project that was funded under the same call as HEDGE-IoT. They also feature open calls, and they have started their open calls as well. So it's a collaboration topic between the open call frameworks of both projects. The applicants that will submit applications for this topic, if successful and when implementing their solutions, should collaborate with both projects. The same topic has been published by both open calls, although on a bit different way to respect the requirements of the different projects. But the main idea is that applicants who respond to this topic should develop a data-driven service for different either for different purposes, either for forecasting or for congestion management. This is up to the applicant to decide, something that could be relevant with the HEDGE-IoT objectives. This app should be trained, registered, and executed in the HEDGE-IoT ecosystem using data that the applicant will bring or simulated data that we can collaboratively generate. Once the data app is trained, then it can be registered. It will be registered on the HEDGE-IoT App Store in a containerized manner. And then we have the collaboration with Odeon, where through the data space of the project, which is something that we are implementing, the applicant should try to validate the service, to test it, to run it using data that come from Odeon. Through the data space, they can request data sets that are relevant for the running of this application. They can run the data, produce the results, and register the results back to Odeon. So this is pretty much in the guide for applicants. You can find more details about this, how it can be implemented. As I said, it's a special topic that requires collaboration with both projects, and it would be really nice to see some really high quality applications here, and it will help us also to demonstrate full interoperability between the frameworks of two projects. So that's it pretty much.
Thank you, Nico. And I think we can conclude this presentation. 14 topics, 10 regarding supporting demo application HEDGE-IoT. In the guide for applicants, you can also see the links to give you some more context. It's all in there. And I think later on, Christina and Vuk will tell you how you can raise questions directly for anything. So thank you very much. Christina, back to you.
Thank you both, Nikos, for this. I think that we have now covered, sorry, we have now covered what the Open Call 2 is seeking technically and administratively, and the principal requirements that applicants should consider. So our next and final presentation on the schedule today focuses on the practical submission process through the F6S platform. I'm pleased to pass the speech to Vuk and Daniel for this session, who will demonstrate how applicants can register, prepare, and submit their proposals. Vuk or Daniel, go on. The speech is yours.
Thank you, Christina. I am sharing the screen now. Just let me know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Perfect. In order to apply to the HEDGE-IoT Open Call 2, you need to follow the following process. First, you go on the Open Call 2 page on the HEDGE-IoT website. Here, the entire application process is described. Before applying, you need to download these 4 documents that we have listed here. And one important notice is, in case you already started your application, we made some changes to the guide for applicants and proposal template, and these 2 documents were updated on July 9. So in case you started your application before July 9, please make sure that you have the right version of the documents, and please update documents in case you have the old version. So once you have downloaded these 4 documents, you can also check the frequently asked questions, where the majority of the questions that are the most frequently asked are answered there. And in case you didn't find your answer in one of these questions, you can visit our discuss section via the link here, and there you can ask a question, and it will be answered in the shortest period. So once you have the documents downloaded, you need to click on Apply here. It will take you directly to the Open Call application page. And now we will just create a dummy version of the application, and so you can see how the application process goes. So I have a couple of attempts here. I will just create a new one for the sake of the process. First, I will call my company attempt Open Call 2. You can also add a link to the website of your company. I will now click on the create. You can then invite people from your company to participate in the application process. I will now click on cancel because I don't want to invite anyone. Then you need to insert some basic application about your company. Here I will just put some random letters to save some time. You need to select location of your company. You need to select at least one market that your company covers. You need to select the stage of your company. You don't need to select how much revenue does your company have. This is not an obligatory question. Then you need to describe what you do in detail. I will just put some random letters now to save some time. And you need to tell us what's different about your company or what's interesting about your company. Then you need to select the start date of your company. So when was the company founded? You can add links to all the relevant social media of your company. You can also add the links to the mobile apps in case you have them. You can also upload videos or paste videos from YouTube or other platforms. You can upload your deck, but these are not mandatory questions. You need to select, are you raising money? I will just put no for now, and you can just put 0 if you haven't raised yet. Here you can add the list of your investors and equity holders, and how much runway do you have left, and what are your key customers or users. Then you can also select how do customers use or interact with your product. Now that we're done with this section, we'll go to our team section. So here you describe yourself, your role in the company, what are your skills, what is your location, your contact info. Then we go to the questions. So this is the main part. Here you need to put the full proposal name of your proposal, then a proposal acronym. Then you need to select one of the topics. Then you need to write your legal entity name. You need to select the type of the entity, SME or startup. You need to put participation identification code or PIC number. I will just put some random numbers now. Then you need to put country of registration. You need to put your lot number. I'll just put something random now. Then you need to add the official website in case you have it. You need to add the name of your contact person. You need to add its email, phone number. That is not a mandatory field. Then you need to briefly describe the entity and the team. Then you need to list the key team members that are involved in the project and what are their roles. You should also list the relevant past projects and experiences. Now you need to describe the solution. So you need to add a solution name, solution overview, so to briefly describe it in maximum 1,500 characters. Then you need to describe the concept and technical innovation. And you need to select the TRL, so technology readiness level. Then you need to upload some evidence to support the TRL level. This is not a mandatory field, so in case you don't have any proof, I guess it's fine. Then now you need to upload the documents that you have downloaded previously from the Open Call 2 page on the website. One important thing, these documents should be uploaded in PDF form. So this is a mandatory thing. Now we will select these documents. So first is the proposal, then declaration of owner, and then SME declaration. Then you need to acknowledge this conflict of interest, language compliance, and truthfulness declaration, as well as confirmation of eligibility and compliance, acceptance of terms and conditions, GDPR and data processing consent, and accuracy information declaration. You need just to mention how did you hear about the HEDGE-IoT Open Call. And you need to select whether you're interested in being contacted about future funding opportunities on the HEDGE-IoT. And that's it. Once you click here on this blue button, your application is submitted. In case if you missed any of the fields, it will bring you directly to the field that you have missed, and you can fill it in, and then you can continue with your application. Let's see if I have filled in all the fields. Okay, what is your role? In this one, this is the field that I missed. Okay, so my application is successfully submitted, and I have received an email confirmation that my application is successfully submitted. And now you can also, once your application is submitted, or once you go to the HEDGE-IoT Open Call 2, you can click on these three dots and click on discuss, and it will open this discuss section. As you can see, we don't have any questions asked yet, so feel free to utilize this discuss section, because this way you will be informed about anything that you need to know in regards to applying to the Open Call. So this is it from my side, and thank you and good luck.
Thank you very, very much, Vuk, for guiding us through the submission platform. I think that this concludes the presentations part for today's webinar from our side. We can move to the live Q&A session. I see, give me a moment to open the Q&A panel. Okay, I see that no questions were posted yet. If you have any questions, this is your time to ask. Otherwise, you of course always have the access to the discuss session that Vuk just showed. Yeah, so if you have any questions, we can wait like 3 or 5 minutes, and we can address. Otherwise, we will always be available on the discuss session. Okay, we can wait 1 or 2 more minutes, and if no posts are posted until then, I think we can call it a day. Let's wait and see. Okay, I think that I guess everything was clear enough. Hopefully, everything was clear enough. Again, you can always use the discuss section. Please keep in mind that any questions, as I said earlier, on the discuss section of the FCS platform can be posted until August 7th. Questions that are going to be posted after August 7th or questions that will be sent via email to any of the emails that are mentioned on the guide for applicants will not be answered. So please keep that in mind as important dates and information. I think that's all for today. Thank you to all the speakers that presented and gave us a very clear image and picture of what the project is and what the open call has to offer. Thank you also everyone for joining. And I think that yeah, we can wrap this up. I'm wishing everyone a very good luck to your applications, and we will be in touch after the closure of the submission process. Thank you very much, everyone.